One of the most common problems that come from Lyme disease is a case of insomnia, where you cannot sleep at night, or you wake up too early, or the brain just doesn't want to let you go to sleep. And so with this video, I want to give you a simple acronym and a way of helping you fall asleep. And the acronym is BET. Like if you're at a casino, B-E-T, BET. The first letter of the acronym is B for breathing. Okay, so let's talk about it. So with breathing, what we're saying is you need to be breathing through your nose. See, a lot of people have sleep apnea, and in fact, even more people don't even know that they have sleep apnea, which is when you stop breathing in the middle of the night. You basically start to hold your own breath and you stop breathing, and this actually wakes you up. Even if it's just for a split second, it wakes you up for a moment, it disrupts your sleep. It might make you go from, non-REM sleep where you're in that deep sleep into REM sleep where you're in that lighter sleep range. So we need to make sure that we're breathing really, really well through our nose through the entire night. In fact, they even make mouth strips where you can cover your mouth so that you're not breathing through your mouth at night, you're only breathing through your nose. Breathing through your nose is an extremely important part of getting high quality sleep, and you want to make sure that you're breathing through your nose if you want to sleep and have that high quality, long lasting, healthy sleep that will help your body heal from Lyme disease. And you can avoid the insomnia. You can get the rest that your body truly needs, which will help your brain, help your body, and it will help you heal. Another part of breathing is going to be the ability to breathe in order to fall asleep in the first place. So if you're able to lay down and actually just think about only the breath, focus on the breath in a form of meditation where you're just focusing on the breath coming in and going out and coming in and going out. It's a way that allows your body to focus, allows your brain to focus on only the present moment. And it allows you to fall asleep a lot faster and easier when you get good at this. And if you've ever practiced meditation, you'll know this to be the case, and you'll know that you get focused on the breath, you get present in the moment. And then the next thing you know, you're very, very relaxed and able to fall asleep if that's what you're doing, is sleeping, not meditating. Even if you don't practice meditation, using meditation in order to get to sleep by focusing on the breath is a really great thing that you could do. And breathing is probably one of the most important parts of sleep, because like I said, it wakes a lot of people up when they have that sleep apnea and they're, basically they hold their breath for a short period of time. It kind of jolts them awake. They may not even realize that this is happening. There's a huge percentage of people that have sleep apnea, but they just don't even know it. And it's very prevalent in overweight people, especially overweight males. They tend to have sleep apnea a lot more regularly than the rest of the population. So if you're in that group of people, you may also want to just ask your partner, ask a loved one, hey, do I ever have a weird breathing pattern? Do I breathe through my mouth? Do I breathe through my nose? If you don't know what your breathing is like while you're sleeping, that's completely normal. After all, you're sleeping. But asking your spouse or your partner or your girlfriend or boyfriend to tell you what's going on while you're sleeping. They might be able to tell you if your breathing is a little weird or if you definitely have sleep apnea. But getting that fixed will help you sleep better for longer and then give you a higher quality of sleep. So that's the first step, is B for breathing. The next step is E for environment. So we want to make sure that our room is a cold, dark place, right? It's going to be like a cave where we go, and at the end of the day, there's no lights at all. In fact, I have some lights in my room because I, have a computer. A lot of my work stuff is in my room. I also have a separate office, but I like to have stuff in my house as well. So I have a lot of stuff in my room. So what I do is I'll actually unplug anything that has lights. That means even a alarm clock, a forward-facing alarm clock, get rid of that. Nobody needs that today. Even the small, tiny little lights, like the light on your TV that's like a little red dot. That's why I don't have a TV in my room. Any light at all can disrupt your sleep, even if you don't realize it, because you'll wake up and notice that light, and that light will enter your retina, and it will cause your body to not know if it should be sleeping or awake. After all, when the sun is out, we're supposed to be awake, so we see the light. Our brain registers the light as, okay, time to be awake. So light sensitivity is a huge thing here. We want to make sure that we're lowering the lights at night. In fact, an hour before bedtime, I like to keep my lights low or off completely. Just use the natural light that's outside, and everything will start to get darker and darker and darker. Then when it's pitch dark, then obviously the body will be ready to go to sleep. Your brain will be relaxed. The circadian rhythm will kick in, and you will then start to release melatonin, and you will get sleepy, and you'll be able to sleep. So for someone with insomnia, it may be from Lyme microbes, it may be from, dealing with this infection, or it could be from all of the habits that are surrounding your sleep. Environment is a key here. So like I said, it should be cold, right? Cold should be, below 70 degrees. A lot of people say even below 67 degrees. So like 66 degrees, 65 degrees, very, very cool inside your room. Why? Because when we're sleeping, we release heat. We release a bunch of heat. We release even extra heat out of our hands, out of the bottoms of our feet, and out of our forehead. That's where most of our heat leaks out from while we're sleeping. Now, while we're sleeping, since we're releasing heat, we get warm. We feel very warm on the outside because the heat is coming out of our body from the core to the outside. But what we want to do is then cool down the body from the outside so that it can continue to release more and more heat, and so that we stay asleep longer and we get that higher quality sleep. So having a nice cool room is the best way to do that. So nice and cool, nice and dark, no lights whatsoever, and it should be ideally free from any distractions or anything that can cause you to want to wake up. I'm guilty in this area. If I could make my sleep better, the one thing I would do is get rid of my work things from my room. It's very hard for me. I care so much about the Lyme community and doing my work and giving people the tools that they need in order to heal. So I don't know, my room is filled with I have a computer in there. I have a lot of stuff in there that helps me work and helps me reach more people who have Lyme disease, but also send them their Lyme Wars herb box. And if you didn't know, I actually give people herbs so that they can heal from Lyme disease. You can check them out at LymeDiseaseWars.com, but it's an herb box where we send you all the herbs you need to start to get better, really start to take back control of your body and feel like yourself again. So go check that out at LymeDiseaseWars.com. But like I was saying, getting any distractions or work things out of your room will benefit your sleep for the most part, because there's times when I wake up and since I'm in the room with the computer where I could work, I start thinking about work. I start thinking about how I can help more people with Lyme disease, what I could write today to help them feel better, what I could write today to give them more tips for how to get better. If you want to receive my newsletter, by the way, you can receive all of these tips that I'm writing for people with Lyme disease. I send a newsletter every single morning. All you have to do is click the link in the description below. I'll make sure there's a link there for you. It should be LymeDiseaseWars.com/bio, and that will get you a free ebook, but also it'll get you on the newsletter list so that you can receive my emails every day, and they'll help you walk you through things that you can do in order to start to get better. And also like mindset and mentality around healing from Lyme disease. Some stories that I'll tell you about my personal life where I was able to heal from Lyme disease from a serious heart infection. And I'll go deep with you and tell you everything I can that I believe will help you change your mindset, change your body, and start to heal from the inside out. So if you're interested in that, again, it's in the link in the description below. So that's E, it's environment. The environment that you sleep in is very, very important. Ideally, you have a high quality mattress as well, something that doesn't have springs and doesn't, move all over the place when you move. There's different kinds of mattresses that work best for different people. I'm not a mattress expert, but I do know some mattress experts. So maybe someday I'll have them on the show so that they can help us pick a mattress for getting the highest quality sleep. Different people like different firmness and different levels of mattresses, but just find one that works really well for you, that you like, that's a high quality mattress, hopefully hypoallergenic so you're not getting allergies in the middle of the night, and allows you to sleep in that deep sleep, that REM sleep, and you get all of the stages of sleep. So you have that high quality sleep instead of dealing with insomnia from Lyme disease. So that's E, environment. Make sure you have the best environment to sleep in. Take it seriously and make your room a sleeping haven where you can go at the end of the day to get rid of all of your stress and sleep until the next day. And that will help a ton. And finally, T. T is for timing. So this is really important. It actually changed my life when I started looking at the timing of sleep. And it's not just the timing of sleep, it's also the timing of awakening. So first of all, we should be waking up and going to sleep at the same time every single day of the week. That means even on the weekends. We shouldn't have this thing where it's like, okay, I wake up at this time during the week and then on the weekends I sleep in, so I stay up later on the weekends. Doing that really messes up our schedule. It messes up our circadian rhythm. Our body and mind gets confused about what days would stay up and what days would go to sleep, and it can't keep everything together. It works a lot better if you have a very normal schedule where you wake up and go to sleep around the same time every single day. I'm not saying it has to be perfect on the dot, but just if you're gonna go to bed at 10 p.m. every night, then don't go to bed at like 1 a.m. then on some random night, unless of course life happens. I know I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but like try to stay around 10 p.m. So like 10:20 p.m. to 9:40 p.m. in that range every night, and your body will get used to that, know what's going on. It'll be completely fine. But if you're doing like, all right, 10 p.m. tonight, then the next night I go to bed at 1 a.m., then the next night 8 p.m., and then the next night, if it's all over the map like that, the body will just be confused and the circadian rhythm gets thrown off. Your body doesn't know when to release melatonin, when to release testosterone, adrenaline, and cortisol, and so you end up being awake when you should be asleep, and asleep when you should be awake in your body, and it's because your circadian rhythm is messed up, your timing is off. So what we really want to do is make sure that we have our circadian rhythm going off at the right time, right? We want our circadian rhythm to be in complete circle. So what we should do is in the morning when we wake up, we should view sunlight. We should get sunlight in our eyes. This tells our body, okay, it's time to be awake. It releases things like testosterone, adrenaline, cortisol. It releases all these chemicals that make us feel awake and want to get stuff done. Back when we were our ancestors, when we're cavemen and all that, it would say, okay, well now it's time to go hunt. It's time to go find food, build shelter, get water. Right? It would cause our body to awake and be alert so that we can go get those things done. That's the same thing today. We're awake to get things done. We need all those chemicals going through our body that tell us, all right, it's time to do work now. It's time to get things done. It's time to get food, water, shelter. And it causes us to move, which is a great thing. But what it also does is it sets us up for 16 hours, 12 to 16 hours later, your body will then start releasing melatonin. It will use the magnesium in your body to, relax you. And it will release melatonin and all the other sleep chemicals that will cause you to feel drowsy, sleepy, and be able to lay down and go to sleep. So if you don't do the first part in the morning, then the 16 hours later, you're not going to feel that nighttime crash that you should feel, because your body will release those chemicals if it doesn't know to do so. And sometimes we accidentally delay the release of cortisol until later in the day because we didn't view any light. We didn't get any light in our eyes, so our body doesn't really know. It should be awake, should be asleep. Maybe you're laying around on the couch, you're chilling, you're not going outside, and so your body doesn't really know, is it even morning right now? Is it night? What's going on? And so your circadian rhythm gets thrown off. You're releasing the chemicals at strange times, and if you release cortisol too close to nighttime, too close to bedtime, then you might be dealing with some cortisol while you're trying to go to sleep, which is the stress hormone. It will wake you up, tell you there's things to do, even if there's not, because it thinks that it might be daytime. So we have to get our hormones back in line by, balancing everything out with our circadian rhythm, waking up at the correct time, going to bed at the correct time, and correct just means consistent. The same time every day is really, really good for your body. But then also viewing that sunlight first thing in the morning is really helpful. Turning down all the lights late at night is really helpful. It really helps the body to understand what's going on. You got to help ourselves out. In this modern world where there's lights everywhere, there's screens everywhere, there's constantly stuff going on, endless distractions, we have to take back control of what's going on so that we can actually feel healthy so that we can actually get to sleep, so that we can be awake when we should be awake and asleep when we should be asleep. There's other things that you can do in order to help your sleep, like use supplements that help with sleep. One simple one is, most people are deficient in magnesium. It makes sense for a lot of people to supplement with magnesium, and magnesium helps us get to sleep at night because it's one of the main minerals that our body uses when it's forming the sleep chemicals that we need in order to get to sleep. So magnesium is a great simple supplement that's, for the most part, safe and effective and useful for most people, because most people are very deficient in magnesium. I would stay away from taking melatonin as a supplement, because you're tricking your body into using something that it already creates, right? So you're tricking your body into creating more of something that it already creates, which we know ends up having the opposite effect long term. If you continue to take that, then long term your body will stop creating it because it's being, put into the body. And so we don't want that to happen, because then you won't be able to sleep without it. And that's a very, very bad position to be in. You want to not depend on anything. You want to be able to be adaptable and be able to go through life knowing that you'll be okay no matter what happens. But if you need a specific thing in order to go to sleep, you're kind of just putting yourself behind the 8 ball. It's not the best method, in my opinion. Do you have any questions about sleep? Put them in the comments below. Let's open up a conversation about sleep so we can get better sleep and we can fix the insomnia problem in the Lyme disease community. I hope this video helps you out. Hit the subscribe button if you liked it. Hit that like button so that YouTube knows that we're making good videos, so that our videos could be shown to more people who have Lyme disease. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.